So Lian Li's latest budget case is here. This is the Vector 100 starting at just $59.99, or you can pay an extra $15 for 4 pre-installed case fans. But is it worth your hard-earned money? Let's dive in and take a closer look. To remove our tempered glass side panel, it can simply be pumped out from the top and lifted away, and our tempered glass front panel is removed in exactly the same way. Taking a look at our other side panel, we've got this L-shaped perforation to provide a source of intake to our side-mounted fans and also for the fans mounted on our power supply shroud. This panel can simply be popped off from the top and lifted away, and if we take a look at the back, you'll notice that Lian Li are going with just mesh on the side and there's no additional dust filters. Our case's top panel can simply be popped off from the back, and taking a look at the underside of the panel, you'll notice we've got this integrated mesh sheet to act as a dust filter. In terms of our front I/O, we've got a power and reset button, a combined headphone and microphone jack. We've got a single USB Type-C port and 2 USB Type-A ports. Just above this, we've got an ARGB lighting bar on the side of the case. So I've got the version of the case that comes with pre-installed case fans, and on the side we've got 3 120mm PWM ARGB reverse blade fans, and these are going to be set to intake, bringing plenty of cool air into the build. We've got a standard 120mm ARGB PWM fan at the rear, although if you prefer it is possible to mount up to a 140mm fan. On the top of the case it's up to 3 120 or 2 140mm fans, and this is your only radiator mounting slot where you can mount up to a 280 or 360mm radiator. We've got 2 further fan mounting slots at the bottom of the case where you can mount up to 2 120mm fans. You can see we've got holes in the bottom of the case, and you're going to use the included long radiator screws to secure the fans to the case from above. In terms of motherboard support, the case is compatible with up to ATX motherboards, provided they're less than 246mm in width. It's good to see we've got additional cutouts for back connector ATX and micro ATX motherboards. If you want to go with a CPR cutter, the maximum height supported is up to 178mm. At the rear of the case, we've got 7 horizontal expansion slot brackets, and the maximum length of graphics card supported is up to 420mm. And with such large graphics card support, Lian Li are keen to make sure your graphics card is well supported with an included GPU support bracket. If you remove a panel at the front of the case, it reveals a little shelf where you can display a figure. You can see that the 3 fans on the side of the case are daisy chained together, although I did think the connectors in the main body of the case looked a little bit untidy, and I did move these to the other side and manage them with 3 cable ties. Moving to the other side, cable management looks like it should be really good, and we've got plenty of Velcro cable straps as well as some clips at the rear of the case for managing our EPS cables. In terms of drive mounting, we've got a single 2.5-inch drive mounting slot behind our motherboard, and at the bottom of the case it is possible to mount a single 3.5-inch drive. It's good to see that Lian Li have colour matched all our case cables to the colour of the case. We've got a single cable for our front panel connectors, and all of our 4 pre-installed case fans have been connected up together, so you only need to plug in a single PWM and ARGB cable to the motherboard. Your power supply is going to go down at the bottom, and the case supports full-sized ATX power supplies up to a maximum length of 220mm, and we've got a removable tray-style dust filter over our power supply's intake. And Lian Li include a nice case accessory box where you're going to be able to keep all your screws nicely organised. So what I want to do now is give you a closer look at the build I put together in the case. In terms of our temperatures, our Ryzen 7 9700X idled at 43 degrees, and it reached a maximum of 73 degrees during a 10-minute ID64 stability test. The Gigabyte AERO 4070 Ti idled at 31 degrees and reached a maximum of 62 degrees under load. We had average noise levels of 35 decibels at idle and 45 decibels under load. In terms of building the case, it was a really straightforward case to build in. There was good access during the build. The only place things were a little bit tight was at the top above the motherboard, and I would recommend plugging any cables into the top of the motherboard before installing your AIO, because there is no removable fan stroke radiator bracket at the top of the case. And I went for Lian Li's new HydroShift AIO, and it was a little bit tight to install at the top of the case, and I think a standard AIO would be a little bit easier to install. So moving on to the things I liked about the case, and the first thing I like about this case is the price. For $74.99, you're getting a case that looks this good with 4 pre-installed case fans, reverse blade fans on the side, and them all connected up, so there's just 2 cables to plug into your motherboard. I also think the RGB lighting bar on the side of the case looks absolutely brilliant. And in terms of cable management, as you'd expect from Lian Li, this was really straightforward at the back. I also really like the GPU support bracket that Lian Li included, and this did a great job at holding this large triple slot card nice and level. In terms of the things I didn't like about the case, there is only 2 small things. The first was having the daisy chain connectors from the side mounted fans all connected in the main body of the case, and moving these to the back of the case was pretty straightforward, so I do think Lian Li should have installed it this way round. And while it was great to see that Lian Li had matched all the case cables to the colour of the case, it was a little bit disappointing that we had a black connector on the PWM cable coming from our fans. But apart from those 2 small points, this case is absolutely brilliant, and if you can get it for the MSRP price, you're getting incredibly good value for money, and I can 100% recommend it. If you do want to do a build in the Vector 100, I have made a full step-by-step guide to building in the case, and I'll put a link to that video in the description. And if you have enjoyed this review, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, do us a favour and hit that subscribe button as well. Thanks for watching.